Hello guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys the do's and the don'ts of Murder Mystery 2 1v1s, because I feel like it's just important, because a lot of people a lot of people want to win 1v1s, or like even bets. Like this also includes bets as well. Because if you're betting and then you're like, wait, like, I need some help. Like, bro, what do I do? But that doesn't make sense. But yeah. So, I'm going to show you guys some tips that I use. And that's other people, experienced people that I met use. And I think that they will really help you, like, a lot. Like, literally a lot. So these tips really helped me a lot too, so I really hope they help you too. And let's just get on to the video. You need to call. Like if I pick Factory, for example, I'm gonna say like fence or something. So I'll call my roll first, and then he calls his roll. And he calls no through, no under, all that stuff to make the 1v1 more fair, because a lot of people like to use excuses if they lose, or like even if like people win and they're like, and it just happens a lot. So I think that it's really important, and I don't know, it honestly helps, because when you call, you know exactly what you want and they know what they want. And if they want the spot that you want, you already called it first, so there's nothing to argue about, because you called it first. So that's pretty much it. And just make sure to say go, always make sure to say go. Okay guys, for tip number 2, it is you have to predict and time. Literally, you just have to. It's just so important. You just have to time when they're gonna come out. And basically, okay, so just watch every time he throws. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 seconds between his throws. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, it's all about the timing. So, when you're in living room, this is like the timing place to 1v1, and it's just like, the rules like no kill and all that stuff. It just really helps, to be honest. And you definitely want to rush them after a certain period of time, because it helps. And just rushing definitely helps. Just rush. Like, don't be too scared. Once they shoot like a few times, you need to rush. Like, you need to. Like, murder should always rush. Hey guys, the next tip is to mostly use third person. Like, I rarely ever use first person and 1v1s, because it just makes me vulnerable. Because when I'm in the first person, I could turn around and stuff, but I can't see behind me. And if I was turning this way, I just can never see behind me and stuff. And I think that's probably something that does not go to my advantage. But when I'm in first person, I usually would go in first person if I was like shooting here. But if we were both like in the middle like this, I could, but I would recommend only going in it just a few times, and mostly just keep your perspective at third person, because it's just the smart way to go. But yeah. So the next tip that we have is predicting. Like, it honestly helps so much. So you just gotta predict when they're gonna come out. So just like kinda, and don't shoot like when you see them. You need to like shoot like basically when they're there, so they can like just jump right into there. Like, look. You just gotta put your knife there and wait for them to get into your hitbox, and then boom, and you got them. And that's just that. the next tip that I have for you guys is peeking. Like, if you're in house or like behind any wall, like the best way, I usually like to jump and aim like at where I want to aim, like this. See, I almost got him. You just have to try to stay behind the wall if you can. So as you can see, I'm like behind the wall, and I'm already getting ready to throw before I get behind the wall. I can go behind the wall and then do this. That's not gonna help you, and it's just no. So you're gonna get your throw ready, and then you're gonna jump. Get your throw ready, jump. Get your throw ready, jump, and aim where you want to aim. That's something that has really helped me, and usually they can rarely see me peeking out as much. It's really good. And sometimes, yes, it'll be stuck on the ceiling. Most of the time, it'll go through. And yeah, and if you can't do that, you can actually just shift lock and like just turn this way, like this, and then just hold it and like that, just like that. See, shift lock, it makes everything easier, doesn't it? So yeah, those are some really good ways to peek. So I recommend that. Okay, for this next tip, when you're calling an research facility, I usually recommend getting boxes. But if you can't get boxes, make sure your shift lock like this. And people can still people usually don't try and like shoot you automatically like that. And I've experienced that. So what you need to do is when you call go and whatever, they're gonna try to shoot. So you want to go to the side. See like how they're going from that side. And this going down here is like, it's gonna help. It is going to help so much. You also want to like jump on things to get higher ground. Ooh, you also want to jump on things to get higher ground and stuff, because it's gonna help. You like that when you're at the bottom and at the top. Boom. You just gotta get them just like that. So yeah. And this is like the most important tip that I usually do. Usually I go to my settings and I make sure I have it. This isn't the highest, but like the highest that it shows, like until you actually, without typing it in, is 4. And I also have at 4 and that high. So, and I also have my DPI, bro, it's probably the highest. And my mouse, how fast my cursor moves, it's at the highest too, because that way I can move my camera as fast as I can. So if I have them in my angle and if I need to go like that, it's fast enough. So yeah. So I'm gonna show you. See, that's how fast it is. My mouse moving. So I'm gonna show you how fast it is versus the normal, and how much people have their FPS at. And how most people have their sensitivity and DPI at. So if I go to my settings and I do my sensitivity like this much, because most people have it at like that much, and I don't know how people do that. I don't know. I can't do that. So now we're going to go to settings. Let me go to my settings. We have my mouse pointer speed, and I have that all the way up because I want it to be as fast as I can, so I can move my mouse swiftly and as fast as I need to be able to predict and react fast. And usually the minimum is probably at like 10, and like I think that's how mine was before. So this is how much slower it goes. I don't know if you guys can see the difference and see the way my thing is. It's just so much slower, and I don't know, I don't really like it like that, because like, okay, so let me show you guys. If I'm doing like this, and see, look, if I was trying to see, my camera's just so much slower, and we don't want that. And then this, it's just so much slower as well, and that's just not something we want. So what we're going to do is we're going to go here, we're going to put the camera sensitivity all the way up, and we're going to also put my mouse pointer speed all the way up, and we're going to go out, and we're going to see the difference that it makes. I easily missed. I wouldn't say that was a flick, but it was fast enough for me to react, and it was fast enough for me to react, and it just really made a difference. So yeah, I really recommend that as well. This next tip, it's like a tip that it's going to help you so much if you do not already use FPS Unlocker. As you can see, my FPS is like 60, and it can go way higher than that, but I don't have my FPS Unlocker on. So if my FPS is 60 at the moment and I want it to go higher, because the higher it is, the more accurate your shots are and the less delay you have. So I'm going to put my FPS Unlocker on, and I will put the link to FPS Unlocker in the description if you would like it. So as you can see, my FPS is like 60 right now, and when I put my FPS Unlocker on, which is going on right now, I have like 170, 180, 160, and it just goes up like that, and it really helps, and it's just, everything is so much more smoother, and it's just so much more nicer, and it really makes a difference. So you definitely want to do that if you haven't already. Don't spam jump. It's not going to help you, and it literally won't help you, because let me just show you guys. As you can see, what's gonna happen is he is spam jumping, and he's gonna spam jumping. Spam jumpers are the most predictable people. He's doing this. Spam jumping is not the best option. And last but not least, it's dodging. When you're dodging, you basically just like go where you wouldn't think they would expect you to go. Like, this is what you should not do. Like, if you're over here and you're over here and you go this way, you see his knife went that way, so he expected me to go this way. So I would be up here, and then I would jump down, and I would jump over here instead of going this way, because he's throwing this way, so he wouldn't expect me to go this way. But one thing is, if you're always going here, you definitely want to change it up a bit. So as you can see, if I'm going over here and jump right here, he's still throwing over here, but it's just like he's gonna expect me to go this way now. As you can see, his mouth is right here, so he's expecting me to go that way. And what you actually want to do is, you want to most of the time go to the wall and a side that he won't really, like, if he's standing here. And one thing that helps is that if he's gonna think you're gonna go somewhere else, so when he's starting, just sit still, because see, he went that way. I don't always recommend that, but usually when you're playing with players who like to predict, it's really helpful. So as you can see, he's throwing here. I'm gonna go this way, and then I'm gonna go this way, because he thinks I'm going to go the opposite way. Like, see, and then he throws that way. Like, that's just one thing. It really does help. And usually going up here and pretty much all the tips that I've had in store for you guys. I really hope that they helped you I really hope that they helped you, because, and I know that they weren't too good of a tips. I have better tips, but I'm not good at explaining it all, if you guys know by watching my other videos. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope these tips help you in the future, or if you're gonna try them out now. Thank you so much for watching this video, and enjoy.